This is me. And this is Jacob Dugan. And this is Lewis Bankston. And this is Liam Compton. Together we're the Entourage. I'll get more into why that is in a minute. There's always been a desire to create something to reflect the experience of this group of people, and attempts have been made by both Lewis and I, and those have come to a halt. So I suppose this film is going to be it. To understand the Entourage, one has to understand its members. We start with Jacob Dugan. This is appropriate, as Dugan is the source from which the origins of the Entourage flow. Dugan is also the hardest out of all the Entourage to explain. Dugan is honest. It can be annoying and it can hurt, but it's important. He's polite when necessary, but has few reservations about speaking his mind. Dugan is intelligent and hardworking and a joker, has a brilliant taste in music, and he's popular, and he has amazing eyebrows. And one time, Jacob Dugan said that John Lennon was nothing more than a very talented group of bees. Dugan and his responsibility for the formation of the Entourage all boils down to LaSalle's 2014 homecoming election. By playing the faulty nature of the voting system, Dugan and some other buddies got Dugan on the court. Knowing Dugan as king would be a living legend, I made this campaign poster. And here it began. Lewis Bankston, Liam Compton, Keegan Van Hook, the loyal carpool ready to assist the future king in his reluctant quest for the throne. Yes, Dugan stirred the advent, but I coined the term. We became the Entourage. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. First of all, Dugan didn't actually become homecoming king, but even the experience of him being on the court was legendary. I got to be his escort onto the field at the homecoming football game. Dugan was royalty, and royalty gets you an entourage. Before we continue the story, however, I need to introduce the rest of the characters. I'll go on now to Liam Compton. Liam Compton. Hell of a kid. Sweet as all get out, loves video games, dank memer, always down to clown. While certainly a participant in the hijinks of the Entourage, Liam is a force through which the Fellowship maintains a grasp on reality. He is a supreme voice of caution. We will typically take his opinions on the worthiness of something in serious consideration. Liam is smart. One time, I mentioned to Liam that I thought a girl liked me. I liked her too. Liam went and asked her about it, and one thing led to another, and I've been dating her for well over a year. It was really cool of Liam to do that for me. He has had an impact on my life, through this action and many others, that is deeper than he may ever know. We don't hang out too often outside the Entourage, but even so, he's a dear friend to me. The final character I have to introduce is Lewis Bankston. Lewis, first and foremost, is a sophisticate. He's massively intellectual, and has a mind filled to the brim with information about a wide array of things. He is currently studying physics, after having discovered that it is one of the only subjects of study that can actually challenge him. Despite all this, and his utterly supreme social etiquette, Lewis is no sit-in-a-cafe pencil pusher. No, Lewis might be the biggest adventurer out of us all. Lewis is also one of the best in the Entourage at off-the-cusp, wit-filled humor. Lewis once said, "Some things are fire retardant. I'm just normal retardant." And one time, Lewis dressed in a Spoderman costume, took his didgeridoo, and ran through the school playing it wildly. He is recorded to have said, "Sometimes, a skinny, weird, white teenage guy turns into a school shooter. In my case, I turned into the school spooter." These two statements should give you a picture of Lewis's less sophisticated side. I don't like to pick favorites, but if I had to say that one person out of all the amazing people I know is my best friend, I would say it's Lewis. Not exactly sure the precise reason that is, but we seem to click as friends in a unique way. We bounce off each other beautifully, his intelligence complementing my go-for-it attitude, our combined wit piercing like a sword through even the most spook-filled corridors, and we dress similarly too. Lewis is the kind of friend that, though whatever may happen, I'm keeping him around. So those are the characters. With that all done, we can get back to the main storyline. Now let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, here we are. Dugan, Lewis, Liam, and myself. We were the Entourage. Stop. I need to cut myself off. Again. It was just a few minutes ago, while I was doing the editing for the sloppy sequence you just watched, and worrying about the organization of this film, and the quality of my narration, that I realized something. First, I don't have the time or the will to spend hours working tediously towards a sequence that will be 15 seconds long. That's what stop-motion animators do, and I have no idea how they dedicate themselves to it. All of my childhood animations were quick, messy work using cars or Legos. Second, I set out at the beginning of this project to capture the experience of the Entourage. That could be interpreted as telling our stories, but the thing is, those stories have already been told. Yes, I'm inadvertently plugging my own blog, but I have a point. There's no need to spend so much time retelling those adventures when anyone can go back in time and read them themselves and look at the photos I took of those times. Hence, I'm just going to finish this film by doing what I've been doing the whole time. Instead of focusing on what the Entourage did, I'm going to focus on what it was. Lewis, on the same night that I captured the images you are viewing right now, defined something about the Entourage that I have never forgotten. He said something along the lines of, "The Entourage is not a club. It has no rules or members. Instead, the Entourage is a fellowship. It's something unique uniting the four of us. Even if we wanted to bring in another member, it just wouldn't be so. We could be fantastic friends with somebody, hang out with them all the time, treat them like a brother, whatever. The Entourage is exclusive, not out of elitism, but by its very nature. About the only for sure thing with the Entourage, it would seem, is its four members and its mission to explore and always seek fun." Yet, even these affirmative statements are built upon unstable ground. Dugan is at OSU, Lewis is at Willamette, and Liam is going to community college here in Portland, though I very infrequently see him. One might argue that the Entourage is a thing of our past. I've gotten to a point where I don't know how to end the film. I kind of brought it all down to a low note, and I don't want people who are watching this to think that the Entourage is on a low note. So, earlier in the film I said that this was... So, yeah, maybe it's over at this clip right now. No. Cut all that. That was before. I am really struggling with finishing this video. Really struggling.
Yeah, he's like, "Bill! What are you doing to me?"
Trying to finish this video. I need to go on a quick walk. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ow. Don't know if you can see, but I'm heading into the outside world because I need to move. Okay, this'll work. I'm sitting out in the middle of an intersection right now. I needed a change of location. So, I'm not really sure how to end this film, to be completely honest. I was rewatching as you do, because when you make anything with video, you have to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. And I kind of realized that something that I had said earlier in the film, saying that this film was going to be it. I kind of realized that that statement is very naive, because nothing can be the end until you die. and seeing as how I'm not dead and Dugan's not dead and Lewis isn't dead and Liam isn't dead, things are going to continue. There's going to be more to talk about with the Entourage in the future. So to say that the Entourage is something from the past is a little bit incorrect right from the get-go. The past hasn't quite happened yet. That doesn't make sense. Cut that out. So I guess this film is just one part of a much longer story. This isn't it. This can't be the end. With that, I think I'm going to end it here because I've been sitting in this intersection for long enough, and sooner or later a car's going to come along and run me over. Ah shit, a bus. Alright, see you later. Even just rewatching that last section, I realized that it has the total feel of, I'm 14 and this is so deep. So I'm just gonna give up. I'm done. See y'all later. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.